Not only is Michael Penix Jr. the front runner for the Heisman Trophy for me at this point in the season, but he's also a strong contender to end up at the QB3 spot for this upcoming draft class and potentially be a top 5 pick. So without further ado, hello and welcome to the JSA studio. I am your host, as always, Nathan, and today we are going to be breaking down Michael Penix Jr. versus Cal, starting off with this play right here. You're going to get this wide receiver right here. He's just going to run a little clear out route down the field over here. And you're going to get Rome Odunze right here, just running a little seam route. And Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback, he's right here, is going to end up getting pressured by this defensive tackle right here. He's going to stand in the pocket and deliver a very catchable ball. So let's go ahead and let it play here. He's going to get the send the guy in motion up here and snap the ball. And you're going to see this wide receiver right down here. He's going to work out of the way. They're going to do a little switch release. And here comes the pressure right here. You're going to see him. He feels the pressure right here, and he knows that he's got to get rid of it. Now, technically, the hot route would be likely one of these two players here or right here, but he's not going to do that because he knows that he can get the ball down the field. I'm going to let it play a little bit more, and look at him right here. Look at how he's set up. His feet, he's maybe not perfect. His feet maybe not perfect. You'd like him to be a little bit less open, but he's going to make this throw pretty well. If you look at where his the ball is when he's going back all the way, it's perfectly in line with his foot. If you go back too far, you lose power. If you end up too short, you don't have enough power, and he is going to deliver a strike to Odunze while falling backwards a little bit. You can see it's a beautiful pass, nice tight spiral. He's going to throw it away from the free safety. It also helps that Rome Odunze is 6'3" and 210 pounds, and also maybe the best wide receiver in college football, not named Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to slip a tackle, throw a little stiff arm, and get taken down by two dudes. It's pretty impressive to see Michael Penix Jr. just stand in there, take the hit, and deliver a strike. Because even though his offensive line is very good, he also has to be able to perform under pressure if Washington is not only going to succeed in their season goals, but if he's going to succeed at the next level, because chances are he's not going to have as dominant of an offensive line. So this is the next play that we're going to look at here. We're about halfway through the second quarter. The score is 12-31 in Washington's favor, and it is 3rd down and 3. And on this play right here, I don't honestly know what this play design is here, but you're going to see Rome Odunze pretty much just run vertically down the field. You're going to see this wide receiver run a little drag and stop. You're going to see the tight end 37 run a little drag and stop, and you're going to see number 2 run a little deeper, drag and stop. I don't know if that was what was supposed to happen on these plays, because you don't normally see 3 wide receivers end up in the same spot. But what's going to happen here is, as I'm going to let it play here, Michael Penix is going to get pressured up the middle again, just like the previous play. This time it's not immediate. He just kind of has to hold on to the ball a little bit too long. You see he's getting the pressure right there. He's going to make a nice little athletic move to get out of the way. Now it's scramble drill. You see 37 over here is going to try to fight his way to get open across the field. He's not going to get there. Rome Odunze will come into the picture right up here, and he'll kind of be open, but then he won't actually be open. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Penix is coming over here. He's going to scramble. It looks like he's going to run. So this QB, or CB rather, is going to come, this guy right here, is actually come up, and that leaves Odunze open, except actually not, because you can't see on this play. It's going to happen late. This guy right over here comes into the picture. So if this isn't a perfect throw, he could either, pick it off, jump in front of Odunze, etc. So he's going to say, you know what, it's 3rd and 3. I just need to get the first down. So I'm just going to scramble right out of here, get 4 or 5 yards, and step out of bounds. This is excellent decision making by Michael Penix. He even did a little fake to try to get the defense back to come up. Well, I'm going to back up here a little bit and show you that again. He's going to come over here. He sees the DB come up. He thinks he's maybe got a chance to fit the ball behind him, so he's going to go back into the throwing position here, realize that he actually stutter steps, and now he's just going to get the first down. Now you have 3 more downs to play with for the big play. This is a mature play that not all quarterbacks make in this situation. Now, he does have the athleticism to escape the pressure up the middle and then run out and get the first down, but he's not the most athletic quarterback in the world. He's not someone that you're going to design up run plays for. He's kind of similar athletically to like a CJ Stroud. Like, he's a solid athlete, but he's not someone that you're going to draw up run plays for. And to have the maturity necessary to understand it's 3rd and 3, I just need to get the first down, even though it's a blowout and it wouldn't have been the end of the world if you tried to make a big play happen here. But the discipline to just get the first down in this situation, whether you're down by 7 or up by 20 points like they are here, is very, very good and very encouraging to see out of him. So on this play right here, you're going to see these 2 wide receivers both kind of release vertically. What you're going to see here is, I believe this is Rome Odunze right here, and he's actually going to get the press corner and kind of get pushed to the inside a little bit, but that's fine because that's where he wants to go. He's going to run downfield like this, and then he's actually going to break back out, and you're going to see the second wide receiver right here run up the field and do a little curl, deep curl kind of route. It's almost like a pseudo smash concept. So we're going to let it play here. The offensive line is going to give him enough time to make this play. You're going to see the a delayed blitz out of this linebacker. They're going to pass it off perfectly. It's a very good play by the offensive line. And we're going to pause it right here again. And you see another thing right here. Look at him. Look at how sturdy he is when he's throwing the football. That's like a solid rectangle right there. Not the drawing, but his actual box where he's throwing the football. This allows him not only to be accurate, but to get the power on the ball necessary to fling it 45 yards downfield, plus another probably 10 to 15 yards to the corner. This ball placement is incredible. He's going to leave the ball. I'm going to back this up just a tad. Look where the ball is. You can't really see it because it's blurry, but the ball is right here, and it's going right to where Odunze's hand is. That is out of reach of this defensive player right here. So Odunze is getting this ball, or nobody else is. This is excellent ball placement to get the touchdown. And very impressed specifically with his ball placement throughout the film that I've seen so far. He's not CJ Stroud in that respect, but he's very, very good. So this is the next play that we're going to look at, and this is either the first or the second play coming out of the half. So what they're going to do here is Michael Penix is going to turn around and he's going to hand it off to the running back. The running back's going to go forward and then throw it back to Michael Penix. It's a flea flicker. And what you're going to see up here, you're going to see number 2 run up into the field kind of nonchalantly, lazily, like he doesn't really want to block. And then he's going to take off down the field. Now, they actually do a pretty decent job of recognizing the play here. Not necessarily the linebackers, but the defensive backs recognize it. And you're going to see Penix get the ball back. He's going to wait just a second. And then he's going to toss the ball down the field. And what's important on this play is what we call layering the ball. The ball's right here. And what do I mean by layering the ball? It's a very difficult thing for quarterbacks to do. And that is to take some mustard off the ball when you need to. There are a lot of quarterbacks, specifically if you want a great example of a quarterback who can't layer the ball very well, it's Baker Mayfield, especially if you go back and look at his Oklahoma tape. Everything is a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, or at least that's the way that he thinks he's throwing the ball. He doesn't have any touch, really. Michael Penix Jr. on this play right here is showing off the touch because if this ball right here is on a line, if he kind of guns it in there any harder than this DB right here is going to have a chance to get his hands up and knock the ball away. So him understanding that this needs to be not only high, so again, good ball placement, but also he can't gun it in there. It's got to be strong, but not too strong. And if it's too light, then you're going to give more time for the other defensive backs to potentially run and get to the play. So this is the last play that we're going to look at out of Michael Penix Jr. for this game. What you're going to see here is number 37 is going to go in motion. Penix is going to snap the ball. There's going to be a little bit of a run fake. This strong safety right here is going to come down and bite real hard on the run fake. But the important bit is that number 2 right up here is going to give a little inside release, come across the field. He's then going to dip up the field and run at more of an angle. And Michael Penix is going to have so much time in the pocket that he's going to be able to hit this number 2 character right here outside the numbers. So we're going to let it play. First off, the offensive line does a really, really good job. Got a couple of players biting on the run fake. Now, if we look at him here, you see here, this is the ball. It's as far as back as it goes. It's right in line with his foot, right where you want it to be. His base is solid. His shoulders are leading him to where he wants to put the ball. And this, for my money, is his best throw in this game right here. He is going to hit number 2 right here. Look where the ball is. The ball is right here. This is maybe 2 or 3 inches away from his hand. This is perfect ball placement. If this is not a perfectly thrown ball, there's a real possibility that he can knock this ball away, this defensive back. But he doesn't. He puts the ball exactly where it needs to be. Let's back up a little bit here. If the ball is too far, ball's right here. The ball is too far this way, number I think it's 34 or something like that, for the defense is going to knock the ball away with his hand. If it's too far out here, he's either going to have to lay out, which makes it a more difficult ball to catch, or he's just going to miss the ball entirely. This ball placement is fantastic. He puts it right where it needs to be, and it's a big play. So the main takeaways from this film are that he is a good, not great athlete with a good, not great arm. He does have a good enough arm, but by modern standards, if we went back in time 5 to 10 years, I said the same thing with CJ Stroud last year, but if we went back in time 10, 15 years or so, he would have an arm where we would say he can make every throw, but that's just not the case anymore. I mean, you've got like all-time arm talents like Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Those are arguably the 3 most talented arms in the history of the NFL, all playing currently. So there's a new standard being set, and by that standard, he has a good, not great arm. However, he makes up for it by being very accurate and layering the ball while also having extraordinary ball placement. His ball placement is easily his best trait going forward. And when you're looking at him as an NFL draft prospect, ball placement is very important when it comes to success at the next level. Typically, you see quarterbacks that can layer the ball and quarterbacks that have good ball placement succeed at the next level. My early grade for him is a 98.38, which effectively means that I would have him graded as a top 20 talent on an objective scale, but quarterbacks are notched up by one whole rung, so he'd actually be a top 10 player in this upcoming class, or a top 10 talent in this upcoming class. This is just an early grade, though. I've really only seen 2 games of his, being Michigan State and Cal, and I've only really studied Cal, but I am very encouraged by what I have seen, and he is firmly in the conversation for QB3, and I think is pretty much a lock to go in the first round at this point. I would be surprised if he didn't end up going in the first round. But that's just me, and what do I know? I'm just some asshole on the internet giving you his opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to like if you liked this video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and if you disagreed with me, or if you just have something to say, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below. Let's just keep it civil, because remember, I'm just some asshole, and I'll see you next time.